Hey guys, it's Maddie and I'm back with really bad lighting here, but it's okay. I'm actually using this camera, which is my mom's, and I like it a lot better. Actually, like this is better than my own camera, which sucks, but it's okay. We're okay. I'm a cat today, as you can see, and if I'm looking over here, it's because there's a viewfinder and I'm not used to that, so I'm gonna be like looking at myself talking because I'm gonna like see my hands moving, which I do a lot and stuff, so yeah. It's rain outside, it's creepy. Time for stories. So now, I don't know if you know this, you're probably new to my channel, most likely. So, I have really, really bad dreams. And when I say bad dreams, I mean, they're really bad. Like, normal people's dreams, it's like, yeah, it's dream, whatever. But when I dream, I don't just dream. Like, I don't just see it. I feel it. I hear it. Sometimes I even smell it, which I don't think is, like, a real thing. But, like, it happens to me. And my dreams are really vivid, really detailed. Really real, you know? So yeah, I remember in my old house, like, I had some creepy dreams, and then here I also had some really weird dreams too, so I'm going to get into that and stuff. So, let's get into the story. Okay, so this is by far one of my, like, earliest memories of a nightmare, scariest dream ever. So in this dream, I'm in my house, except it's like a wooden panels on it. I'll insert a picture, like, here. Well, not here, but, like, you know, where I can, to show you what I'm talking about. So it was like really old, really wooden, rickety boards everywhere, like it was all wood in the dream. I was like in the living room with my parents. And we were like hiding and stuff because there was something creepy going on, and we were like you know, huddled onto the couch. And then me, the idiot, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna, like, it's fine, like I'm doing this for you, like everything's okay. So I'm like, I crawl off the couch. I'm like crawling into like my room at the time because this dream took place in my old house's layout and stuff. Like I crawl in there. My bookshelf was like right here, like in the corner. Like there's a door and then there's corner this side, and like yeah, I had a bookshelf there, and then I had my bed. So, but in place of the bookshelf in my dream was a piano, like a really big grand piano, not like my electronic one, but like a big one. So that piano's there, and there's this little girl sitting there, and I specifically remember looking at her and being like really freaked out. She had really, really long, glossy black hair, and when I say like long, I mean it was like long, like longer than this, like a lot longer, and it was black, and it was glossy, and it was straight as all get out. She's like sitting there, and she's like playing the piano, and all I can see is like the back of her head, and she's wearing this like shift dress thing, except it's not like a dress, it's like it's made out of like, I don't know, burlap or something, like that's the like color kind of texture stuff. It was like really dirty. There was like blood smudges on there. Now, keep in mind, I'm a little kid here. Why am I dreaming about a random girl with blood smudges on her dress? Like, it was so weird. And she was just sitting there and she was like playing the piano, and I like peeked in and I like freaked out and I like ran to go back to my parents. I was like having this dream again. There was this man there in the dream. Now, you know how old photos are like black and white, obviously? Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's black and white, and this man is like black and white. Like, he came out of a photo, but like, he was like, I knew he was a ghost in the dream. Like, I knew like, you're a ghost talking to me because you're like silvery and like that kind of thing. And he was like an old man. Now, I don't know if you know this, but it's like Will Gear from the Waltons. Yeah, that's kind of who he resembled, but it wasn't looking the same, and he just like reminded me of him. But this man in my dream had the creepiest eyes ever. They were like white. They weren't like white, like all the way white, but they were like, I don't know how to describe this. It was like in those photos, you know how it's like white. And he was so creepy. And he looks me right in the eyes and he goes, "Get out. Get out." And I remember like the look in his eyes, and it freaked me out so much. And now, keep in mind, this is like already, like this is a whole like run of the dream. Like it was like first the creepy house and stuff, and then like the girl, and then this guy's coming and telling me, "Get out. I don't want you here. You don't belong here. Like, leave." And like his eyes just like pierced into me, and I've never had anything happen like that in a dream before, where like somebody's eyes pierce you so much that it's like, oh my god, like it gave you like a really bad feeling, and like it was like so realistic. And at that point, I was like sleeping in my mom's room, like she was in there with me and stuff like that, and so I remember that. And I like, after the dream happened, I like woke up and I'm like sweating like a pig. I'm sweating so much. I'm so hot. I'm freaking out. I'm like that. And my mom's like, "What are you doing? Are you okay?" And I'm like, I'm fine. I just had a bad dream and stuff." And she's like, "Oh, it's too much. It's like the books you're reading, that kind of thing." But all I could remember was the guy's eyes. how creepy they were. And it was so, it freaked me out. Like, still to this day I can remember the look in like the guy's eyes, and he was just being like, get out, like leave. And it creeped me out so much. Another strange thing that happened is I remember the little girl that I was talking about. That was not the only time she was in my dreams. This is kind of fuzzy because it happened a while ago, and like that dream like freaked me out, so obviously I remembered it. But in another dream, I remember I was like, there's a bunch of like parking areas and like trees and stuff, and it was like really dark, and I specifically like remember a lot of those old-fashioned like, you know, and it's like has like those like shapes and stuff. Yeah, those were all down there like along the roadway, and they were like lighted up, and it was like really dark, kind of how it is now, but you can't see it. So yeah, it was really dark, and the little girl comes up to me, and she's like telling me a bunch of stuff like, this is gonna happen, this is gonna happen, and you're gonna have to do this, you're gonna have to do that, and then this person does this, and then you do that and stuff. And she was wearing the same dress, and she was like her skin, like, you know, I don't know, maybe she's Indian, I don't know, but like I've never seen anybody like this before, so you know, it was weird. And she was just telling me a bunch of these stuff, and it was so long and so drawn out and so detailed that when I woke up I didn't remember anything that she said. I don't remember anything that she said now, other than the fact that it's like really long, really detailed, a lot of stuff were gonna happen. And she was just like telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, and like, and she's blah blah blah, she's like, okay, you're gonna do this and stuff, like, you better believe me. And I'm like, well, I kinda don't believe you and stuff. She's like, believe me. Like, it's not weird having like this, this doesn't seem normal to me, and like, I don't know, the context was just so weird that the vibes I was getting was just really weird. In my next video, like after this one, I'm going to be talking about like weird things going on in this house. So this is kind of like an extension of that, like leading you into that. But a weird thing that happened is like, I had this dream. Okay, now, so when you walk in my house, there's a door, and then there's like a little thing that's like a platform, and then there's stairs that go down. So in the dream, I dreamed of fire. Just like a bunch of fire on that platform. And it was like growing. And then I remember walking downstairs, and there's a bunch of fire down there. Like, I could smell the fire, I could feel the fire, it was like super hot, like I could like taste it in the dream. And then across like the neighbor's house, they had like a bunch of leaves by their garbage can, like against their wall thing, and there was fire, and it was like going out, and it was so realistic, it was so creepy, it was terrible. And so like a few days later, I'm talking to my mom about that. I'm like, yeah, I had a dream like the house was on fire, like it was weird. And she's like, really? Because I did too. And I'm like, no way, like no way. Isn't it weird how like, and we both dream that the basement is on fire, and I'll talk about this in my next video, but like there's something going on down there, and the fact that we both dreamed that the basement was on fire has to mean something. Possibly it was just, or at least it's a really weird, really creepy coincidence, and that's not good. Okay, and now the next couple of dreams I'm talking about, they were like kind of recent and stuff, so it's like extra creepy because it's like I remember this. So just last night, actually, well, not last night, the night before that, yeah. So this is like a few nights ago. I had this dream that I was like looking in a mirror, but there was like a mirror across from it, so like there was a bunch of mirroring stuff, so there was like 4 of me, and I was like doing this with my head, minus the ears, but yeah, I was just doing this, and I was just looking at myself in like my different reflections, and like the lights started like turning like red and stuff, and I'm just standing there looking at myself, and then my reflection kind of turns like red too, and then one of my reflections moves. I'm like sitting there like this, like looking, and then one of my reflections just moved. I remember dreaming me being so freaked out about it, and I'm like, oh my god, like this is this demon, some sort of demon's like doing this, like that's the conclusion I came up with. But and like I was like pulling back, and I was like in my bed in the dream or something, and so I'm like pulling back, and I'm like looking around like, oh my gosh, there's a demon, the demon's trying to get me. Mirrors. So yeah, another dream that I had was kind of similar, like in my old school, like elementary, and there's like this yard, and there's like woods. So yeah, I was in the woods or something, somebody was talking to me, and then their like eyes like turned red. They turned red, and I'm just like looking at them like, this isn't good, like this isn't supposed to happen, like you're a demon. They're like, oh yeah, like ha ha ha, now we're gonna do this and stuff. And like it's just weird how like it came from that dream to how the person's eyes turned red, into the dream that I had a few nights ago, to where my reflection in the mirror turned red and moved. And it was so realistic, like I could like see myself, and it was like, the whole lights and stuff, and it was like, I don't know how to explain the feeling, but like these dreams give you really, really bad feelings, and it's just not good. So, I mean, you can argue that like it's not ghost, it's not like, it's just like my brain being overreactive and like creeping me out and stuff, which it very well could be, but it's just the context and like the way they happen in the dreams are like really creepy, really bad, like just not very good. And it's like, you have to wonder, could there be something more to this? Like, is there something more to this? Like, are ghosts even allowed to be in dreams or something? So I hope you guys liked the video. Thanks for watching, and like and subscribe if you like and want to subscribe. Thanks for watching this video all the way, and bye!